going to do a short tutorial on how to share your work with your professor in PebblePad. So here I am. I'm going to take an asset of mine and share it with my professor. So here's the Frink ePortfolio shell that I downloaded from my professor. Got a hold of this template that he provided, and he in question here is Alan McCormick. So he's given me this ePortfolio shell, and I've been working away on critical thinking. I put in here, you can't see it, but I've taken out this text and I've put in what I think of when I think of my theme, which is, I believe, work of art. I could be wrong. So anyway, I'm writing about what I think, how do I think that inquiry and critical thinking applies to the work of art? How can I deepen my understanding of inquiry and critical thinking through the lens or theme of work of art, right? And here's what the original goal is that University Studies provides me with. So I can see that I'm problem posing, investigating, conceptualizing, and I want to become an active, self-motivated, empowered learner. So how's that happening in my Frink theme? So then I'm writing a reflection on work I actually did in this course, right? So I put that here. Now, I'm all done with what Alan's asked me to do, and I'm going to share. So I go to I want to share. Now there are three options here. The first one is with people. The second one is with the web. The third one is for assessment, right? So with people just means simply, really, literally that, right? So I typed in Alan McCormick. There he is. I want him to be able to leave comments. I don't necessarily want him to take a copy right now. View for a specific, I'm not going to limit his time, and I'm not going to do collaboration right now, but I'm going to say, hi, Prof. Here is my fall ePortfolio. Happy holidays. Yeah, right? So I'm sharing this with him. See, I just shared it. Okay. Now he's going to get that and say, what the heck is going on? Anyway, let's go back and look at my other options. Second option, share with the web. I do not recommend this for your freshman ePortfolio, and here's why. Your freshman ePortfolio is a workspace. It is a place, it's a work in progress. It's never finished, right? It's a place where you're trying out ideas, you're working on your private work that you do in your course. So I don't think you really want that out on the web. Now, later on, or even right now, you can create an ePortfolio that is more of a showcase ePortfolio. So let's say you're a DJ or something. You can create an ePortfolio right now that showcases your skills as a DJ and everything you think about being a DJ and how to contact you. That's fine because you want the whole wide world to know, right? But in the case of academic work, you may or may not want everybody who can have access to the web to know about your academic work. That's why, for example, in D2L, everybody in the course can see it, but nobody outside the course can see it. Yes, it's on the web, but it's locked down to just that class and just that instructor, right? And that's kind of what's happening here with PebblePad. You can either share it with a person, so you have control over who you're sharing it with. I would not recommend sharing it with the web for the reasons I just spoke about. And then you can share it for assessment, the third option. Now, Alan's not going to have you do this just yet, but just so you know how to do it, what you would do is, let's say that this is Alan, right? You can go in here. Yeah, let's go to my test workspace. And I'm going to read this little thing that says, it's going to be viewed by others involving teaching, supporting, or assessing you. That just means your professor, maybe a TA in a different course, not the mentor, unless you give your permission, right? So it's only your professor in a Frank course that's going to see it, right? And you share for assessment to that workspace. I've just shared this to my own workspace, but yours is going to be something like, McCormick, Frank 1617 or something like that, or whatever he chooses to set up the workspace and call it. That's what you would share it to, right? Now, when you go in to share it for assessment, you are not going to have this list of choices, right? You're going to have one or two at the most. These are things that I have agreed to overlook, so you don't have to worry about that. When you go to share this thing, it's going to be one or two different options that you have. If you're here as a senior, you may have a list this long if every one of your professors uses PebblePad. I would love to think that by the time you're a senior, everyone will be using it, but I don't think that's likely. So I think that, you'll still only have a few to choose from, and it'll be very clear, which ones they are. Like, here's a course number, right? Here's another Frank, the professor, the theme, and the course number, and the CRN, right? So, it's going to be very obvious which class you're sharing it with. So you don't have to worry about that. Anyway, that's how you would do it. And have at it, please.